Hey guys, Zane here with another quick one take review, and today I wanted to talk about the new Noah Cyrus album, The Hardest Part. The Hardest Part is the first full-length studio album from Noah Cyrus, the younger sister of very famous musician, of course, Miley Cyrus, as well as former child actress because she voiced Ponyo in the English dub of the film Ponyo. Am I the only one that wasn't aware of that at all? She first broke into the world of professional music in 2016 and has been pretty much running with the initial success that she got ever since, with a string of EPs that did very well for themselves. And I mean, obviously that got some recognition considering she actually got a nomination for Best New Artist at the Grammys. So she's doing pretty well for herself overall. I mean, sure, she's not the household name that her older sister is, but they shouldn't really be compared because Noah Cyrus in her music are just different beasts completely, significantly better beasts at that. Her songwriting is primarily what stands out here, as it's often simplistic but direct and personal enough to really be easily connectable with the listener, and at the same time there's enough literary device manipulation thrown in there that it doesn't just get too dry, too watching paint dry kind of vibes for the overall songwriting content of The Hardest Part, and I think that's really her strongest aspect as a performer thus far, though her vocal work is also fairly nice overall, although she is mostly indistinct from a number of her peers in the alternative and indie singer-songwriter type crowd. Where The Hardest Part is primarily lacking is actually in the overall compositions and instrumentals of the record, as they do feel like fairly generic indie folk, indie pop rock kind of instrumentals and backing tracks, but they could be a lot worse as well. They could be genuinely terrible, and they're not. They're just mediocre most of the time and occasionally decent with a bit of cinematic dramatics to it for decent enough effect that complements Cyrus's blunt performance style overall. So overall, The Hardest Part is a very solid full-length debut from Noah Cyrus that is already significantly better than her older sisters, and even though that doesn't really take all that much in the grand scheme of things, it's also, again, two different individuals that should not really be compared at all. Miley Cyrus is her thing, and Noah Cyrus is her thing, and Noah Cyrus is not necessarily killing it because that might be a bit too much praise, but she's doing damn well for herself and significantly better than you might expect. I'm going to give this record 3.5 stars out of 5. My one take on this album is that The Hardest Part is a very strong debut from an artist who seems destined to only grow and achieve more in the future as time goes on. So again, 3.5 stars out of 5, and with that being said, that's the end of this quick review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.